Alright, so the town we're wandering into is a town by the name of Herda, right? Yeah, you've not met the man who runs this place, but you're wandering in, I suppose, through the front gates, and the first thing you'll notice about this place is that the guards here are not just the normal peasants with a bit of spear, just sort of hanging loosely in their hands while they watch over maybe some sheep or something. These guys are hardened. They're proper warriors, and they're actually, probably better than most of you, actually. They're quite
Frontier
tough.
guards, toughened up by years of war against goblins and shit.
We'll be safer here, but it seems wasteful that it seems unlikely that they would hire us as mercenaries if they have more competent people.
Yeah,
The difference here is
they don't want
numbers.
The issue is they don't want to lose the competent people doing stupid stuff. That's why they have us. So the
Rimmy.
idea, really.
Yes.
Can I go up to them and ask them who's in charge?
You could. Do you know how you do that?
I wish to do that.
Alright, so what's your character called then? Sorry, who are you? You're
I
Bajor?
am Yorna. Damn.
Alright, certainly. A guard hails you as you enter and he goes, "Hi, what's your business here?"
We want to kill evil bastards for you guys.
Captain, I think we're fucked.
No. We're mercenaries, and we wish to.
I would
we
like to
wish
face palm.
inquire whether there are any monsters that you have been having trouble with.
He just barks a laugh and goes, "Monsters." And he kind of just motions the forest around you. There's been plenty there, some over there. Some came from that one last night. Think you'd be wanting to talk to the Lord then.
Yeah, that would be great.
Just gonna sort of push him out of the way. Get out of the way. Who's in charge around here? Numbnuts.
You weren't actually
He looks
doing
suddenly
anything,
taken aback, like
so-
not prepared for some angry captain pirate. Quite strange. And he's like, the Lord, follow me then. Bloody hell. Where are you all
See,
coming
it wasn't
from?
that easy. Fucking walking us around in circles.
And he kind of like hardens again. He's like, all right, calm down. Wait, I've taken on your accent. Oh no.
It is infectious.
Skolda has costed effect with accent.
It is not nice
Anyway.
to talk in the accents of others.
No, indeed, he goes, all right, well, follow me. You'll, if you want, a few of you can stop over the tavern. We'll only be taking their heads in. That is to say, anyone who wants to talk business. The Lord doesn't like being surrounded by, jumpy ones. And he kind of motions
Quartermaster,
to Bajor.
go find us some accommodation at this here tavern.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
It was...
I'll follow Torbrecht and just keep an eye out.
I would like it to be noted that my character is brooding sullenly in the corner.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Would anyone like to join me in the tavern? We can have a pint of beer.
I think most people should go, but I feel like Torga, as someone who is reasonably intelligent, Torga, someone who reasonably has an idea what the fuck is going on, should probably keep an eye on this mad pirate with PTSD.
I mean, you're all welcome to split between yourselves, but basically, I'm going to need to first know who's going to head to the Lord's house.
Well, Torbrecht, obviously. Come to think of it, I need a first mate.
Wow. Holy shit, that was quick.
I raise my hand. I
think you'll find you'll be well
Volunteers
served
to
with
do.
a wise and learned monk.
We'll put that on a back burner for now. For now, we'll have the druid, the bard, and one of the rangers.
I'll come along to the Lord, the tiefling.
I would do that too. My character would do that.
Yeah,
All
fuck
right.
it. Let's go to the pub, guys. Let's go to the pub, lads.
Alright, so the rest of you split
Do
up
they
the
sell?
pub.
Do they sell orange juice at the pub?
They do indeed. It's very
I'm not
shitty
old enough
orange
to drink
juice.
yet.
It's
Could we see how big the
a
city
whole
was?
point. The city walls, what?
No, how large was the city? Could we see that?
Yeah, there's definitely a big wall. It's one of the biggest cities around here. It's
Okay.
barely a city. It's like the only reason they class it as a city is it's the biggest one around here. It's just a very large town, really. But
It's like
quite...
Bree from Lord of the
It
Rings.
has a
Yeah.
two-story building. Oh my gosh, it's a city.
It's quite compacted in. It's like basically buildings have built upon themselves, and then there's been extensions to the walls here and there. It's very much a city completely surrounded by its own wall, and again, the wall is just wooden at the moment. parts are maybe reinforced with stone, but has not been around for long enough to actually have a solid stone wall. Need some good dwarf craftsmen.
Held up by blood, sweat, and tears, mostly.
Perfect. Right, so you wander into the basically the Lodge of the Lord. It's longhouse, and this is one of the few buildings that only has one story on it in this city. That seems to mark it more of status than actually the height of the building.
So is it the only building with 2 stories, or one of the only ones without two stories?
One of the only ones without 2 stories. The other being the church.
Okay.
Right, and at the as you sort of walk in, at the end is someone who's wearing what looks like a mockery of a crown, just pretty much some melted down metal shaped into the form of a crown. And he looks up and he's, aha! Welcome! Welcome, welcome. Who would you be, short one?
Torbrecht Grimgar, leader of this here mercenary guild. We be looking for work.
He grins, and you notice one thing immediately is most of his teeth are missing. Whether punched out or otherwise just torn out in some sort of drunken rage, you're not entirely sure. And he grins and he goes, you'd be wise to leave your teeth... Oh, Jesus. You'd be wise to leave your tiefling at the door, then.
You'd be wise to keep your teeth in your mouth, then.
And he kind of grins again. He's like, a clever one. Oh, I miss you. And then he kind of like leans off, almost whimsically, and just goes, everyone's so fucking stupid around here. But come on in then. Share our drink.
Absolutely. Sit down and take a massive swig of whatever he offers.
Alright, so he sort of motions over, and there's actually, the first thing you notice is, from the shadows steps a tiefling chained up, now holding basically a pitcher of some sort of freshly brewed ale or mead, perhaps, and starts pouring it into your mugs, and then he fucking barks at it. He goes, get out of here! And it walks back to the shadows, silent.
At this point, I'm turning to the tiefling and goes, you probably should wait outside.
Yeah. I'll do a quick perception roll. How many guards and of that nature are there in this room beyond just the guy maybe following us in?
Alright, there's the guy that followed you in, and there'd probably be around... There's 2 guards watching the place, and then maybe 4 of his warriors, sort of 4 of his housecarls, as it may be, were he a Viking. 4 of his mates.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway...
Don't go alone. Jesus Christ, don't go alone.
Do I notice any impression of me that he has? Because I'm there too.
Not really. He's just sort of looking towards the captain more than anything. He's looking to make a deal.
What race is he? Is he a human?
He's a human, but he's like fucking mangled enough that from a distance you'd think he's a half-orc.
Wow.
I would go and wait the street, but I wouldn't go and wait the street alone. If they only have one tiefling slave,
We'll be
I don't want to be
fine.
number 2.
If
he kicks up a fuss,
I'll ask. I'll ask Golder. Is everything all right here? Can I go with Magnet? Or
Oi, you
Zarmus.
take Magnet out. Well,
Zarmus.
You take Zarmus out.
All right, and
Take
then
him back to the
our-
tavern. We'll manage up here. Hang on, who's
No.
left here with me?
Yeah, we'll go
No
to
one. It's just you. That's why I asked.
It's still
I think it's
the,
me and Alien, isn't it?
It's still the
Me
ranger
and
as well.
Oh.
me and Torga. No, because Zarmus is the ranger.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
of
with
course.
tiefling range.
Where they are.
Oh, yeah,
wish
sorry,
we'd
not
have
not a ranger, you're a druid. Right, sorry, I thought you were a ranger. Never mind. My blank. Anyway, yeah, so
We'll be alright.
he's sort of
Wild shape if things go bad.
he doesn't actually have that yet, sadly. He grins,
Well,
and he's like, you're afraid of me, are you? It's just the way things are around here.
I'm not afraid of you, you scurvy dog. I just don't wish to cause trouble.
He
Lucky for
smiles,
you.
And he goes, well, if you're interested in peace and harmony, and he kind of smiles, and he goes, so if you are, then I've got 2 jobs for you. Right, first,
Oi.
farm infested, horrible place. Oh, you should have seen the men that came back from that.
Missing arms and legs, were they?
Oh no, their face! And he just breaks down in uncontrollable laughing. And he get a few moments later, he recovers. He goes, "Oh, their faces, they were mangled."
Tobrix is just completely deadpan at this point.
He seems to have some sort of fucked up head. Like, this guy has been knocked around and somehow has ended up in charge of far too many.
His lack of teeth is evidence to that.
And then he sort of like stops for a moment, drinks. He's like, right. Ooh. Always good for a giggle. Anyway, if you can burn that place down, that would just be lovely. Oh,
What's there?
Well, he kind of tilts his head back. There were some farmers. Not anymore, I don't think. Not after my men.
Well,
went
that's
through.
not important. What's there now?
He kind of shrugs and he goes, well, something's coming from there. Keeps knocking at the doors at night, isn't it? Waking my men up. Keeping me awake and my wife.
All right.
It's not nice.
What's the payment?
He kind of grins. He goes, well, the payment comes in two forms for that one. There's the reward of the treasure. Yeah? You like that? Oh, you're a pirate, aren't you? Pirates.
Yeah, yardy har.
Yes, indeed. Now, none of the treasure. Some of my men moving a caravan past there. Well, they didn't make it back alive. One of them did. To tell me that the rest had left the caravan behind. I killed him for leaving the caravan behind. How dare he?
Seems reasonable.
He kind of breathes for a moment. He goes, sorry. Early morning, it's just, get a bit worked up. Now, the second job, of course, is simply to deal with an infestation. A couple of goblins have decided to trap the road, as it may be. Gets very dangerous around these parts, and they've just decided a little bit more dangerous, you know? They just had to make my life a little bit harder. I want you to kill all of them. Bring me their heads as well. Their ears will not do. Their heads, every single head.
How many of them do you know?
He kind of taps his chin, and he goes, at least a village. You know what? I don't... He kind of leans forward conspiratorially, goes, did they have wives?
Goblins?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, kill them too if they do. And he kind of leans back and he's like, I think that's all. Now, of course, payment you'll be receiving. He kind of thinks for a moment. He goes, 200 gold apiece. So that's for 200 for the first job and 200 for the second. You get the treasure in the cart and, why, that should be enough, shouldn't it?
And whatever the goblins have as well, I presume.
And he kind of laughs and he goes, goblins, oh, treasure, oh, you make me laugh. Oh.
Well, they got to do something with all the stuff they pinch off of the bodies.
I'd assume they just eat it. Maybe you can cut their stomachs open. Now get out! I need to drink. I need to drink more. And he kind of motions the tiefling over to just keep pouring. And keep pouring. And then his drink starts to overflow and he just motions to keep pouring. And he's just staring you down at this point.
I'm staring at him.
The drink is still pouring.
I'm just staring at him straight.
Alright. She switches to a second jug at this point. Just keeps pouring. It's just splashing all over the table. It's starting to run down your end as well. It's on a slight incline. That'll be all. Get out, would ya?
Stand up and leave.
He kind of grins and goes, bye-bye.
Ta-ra, matey.
And so you've met Lord Scraven, the mental fucking man. Welcome to the land where no one is actually...
A book down and write this down.
No one logical lives there. They're all fucking mental.
Sounds like I'll fit right in.
Anyway, so we head to the tavern now, so we'll snap back in time to when the first of you entered. Mr. Bajor, of course, the quartermaster. You walk in and there's a tavern master sitting behind the bar, you know, cleaning it, of course, as they all want to. His bar has a little indent where he's been cleaning it for around a few years now that this settlement's been here. And he looks up and goes, how can I help you?
Well, we need... How many are we, actually?
10.
Well, remember that you're 10 plus your mercenaries. You have a few general fuckwits that stick with you. They're...
Alright.
The baggage train.
Yes.
How many elves do we have?
I think we have 3.
We have 2 elves, 1 good elf.
There we go.
We need accommodation for 7 people, and we need 3. We have 3 extra. We could just put them in the barn. That's fine.
His eyes widen for a moment and he goes, 7? Oh my. He kind of thinks, he goes, by if you're willing to squish into, say, 4 a room, I could certainly fit you all in, and the 3 extra could either fit into your rooms with you, or, you know, taps the chin, does the stable, perhaps?
Yeah, put them in the stable. We'll take the 4 rooms, please, and a round of beer for my friends here, please.
He nods. He goes, well, for buying so many people, I suppose I'll give you a discount. Say 2 gold, and you'll get a round of drinks on the top.
Let's make it 2 rounds, please.
And he kind of nods. He knows. He's like, all right. This is the most business I've had in a while. This is quite strange. What are you all here for?
Sorry,
We're just seeing the sights, you know. It's an interesting place you've got here.
He kind of nods. He goes, very few people come here to see the sights. He kind of looks at like all of your armor and weaponry. He's like, I see at least you understand the dangers of this place. And kind of, anyway, I'll get you your first drink. Sorry. And he starts heading off and pouring you all some drinks.
Excuse me, barman.
Yes, what is it?
Do you have any orange juice?
And he kind of grins. He goes, of course, to avoid the scurvy around here, we must. And he kind of starts
Can I
pouring
have
you
one
one.
of them?
Yeah, he starts pouring you one. And then he takes like a cube of sugar and smashes that in as well. And he goes, you'd vomit if you didn't have that.
So just out of character, because A, some of you guys would probably know this in character, and B, because I'm not there. It's like 2 copper pieces of drink, so don't get fucking fleeced by this guy.
Yeah. But they're paying for rooms as well.
Yeah, but he said like 2 gold pieces for like a round, which is about.
And the rooms as well.
No, that's the rooms.
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
Which
There's
for
the
10
frontier's
people
tax as well, though.
isn't awful.
Mm,
Besides, he can charge whatever the fuck he likes. It's the only tavern in town.
exactly.
I'm a druid. I'm a druid. I can sleep outside.
Indeed, as will
Well,
most
fucking
of the
go
baggage
sleep
train.
outside, then, you piece of shit. I'm trying to be generous here.
You say
I'm
not
not
buying a
even-
room for the elves.
Generosity has its limits.
He can't
They're
help it
used
if he's
to-
racist.
They're used to sleep outside. Fucking hell.
I don't need to sleep.
Anyway, so a moment passes, he's got his drinks poured and he brings it out, sort of wobbling slightly. He's like, bloody, there we go. Sorry, it's not often I carry so many drinks, not even all the miners who get back from those. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy and come back for your second round soon.
Excuse me, barman.
Yes.
What do you know of the lord around here?
He grins and he starts laughing. He goes, oh, Scraven. Oh, he's an old friend of mine. Oh, man. He kind of wipes a tear out of his eye and he goes, do you want to hear a story?
Oh, of course.
He goes, alright, so this one time, right, Scraven, up-and-coming warlord, he's just getting his men together, deciding to adventure out here, and I decided to stick with him. Oh, man. He kind of breathes in, he's like, whew. The poor bastard. He spent around a good... And he starts thinking and he goes, it must have been at least 15 minutes arguing with a kobold as to whether he could pass on his road. The kobold, right? He kept saying, you had to pay the toll. And he kept going, no, there's no toll on here. And the rest of us were just laughing and I think around 15 minutes later he just tore the kobold's head off. But God, he's not the smartest one, but man, he's good for a laugh.
What do you know about his keeping of slaves? Is that a common occurrence around here?
He kind of cocks his head and he goes, free labour. And he laughs and he goes, I don't know, I've got one in the back. She just does the cooking, that's about it.
What do you mean by she?
I mean, she is a female. Are you quite alright?
What?
Are you like a Scraven?
What kind of people is it?
Leave it, lads. It's not worth our time yet.
Yeah, he just goes, it's human. I hope so. She goes, maybe I should check her for a tail. Maybe she's a dirty demon beast. Nah, I doubt it.
I
At least they're not
Cathology.
racist, So there's that.
What is that?
I cast thaumaturgy to cause the lights to flicker when he says about the slave.
He kind of looks around and goes, "Ugh." And he kind of like straightens up again and switches back to his more bartender persona away from the drinking persona. He's like, I'm sorry, there must be a ghost or something in the attic. I'll be back in a moment.
I don't think it's a ghost. The gods aren't happy with slave keepers.
And he kind of grins back and he's like, well, I'm sure the gods will just have to come tell me that then. Now I must get back
I'm
to
sure
work.
they will.
he sort of straightens his jacket again, and he puts on this persona again of being this nice, happy bartender away from the weird friend of Scraven that he really is. So, also, his name, which I suppose I never gave, is Grendel.
Oh, he's got to die.
Oh, okay, Grendel. That's it.
Hey, I'm going to get a book so I can write this stuff
name,
down.
I suppose.
It's all good. You need not write it down. You can always ask me questions, but it's always a good idea to know. Anyway, so...
and was Scraven the Lord?
Scraven was the Lord, yes. Lord Scraven. With the Lord in, what's it called? Quotation marks.
Okay.
So what's the town's name again?
The town of Herda. Herd-ia.
Herda.
It's called Herder, like the job.
And the Lord is Scraven.
What? Can I also quickly ask, what was something about a baggage train?
Yes, that's your
Yeah, so we're going to carry all this
What?
stuff.
No, by the farm, the job.
Oh, right, of course. He was just saying that you could take the treasure that they'd left there. A wagon had been attacked by whatever inhabits the farmhouse. And basically they wanted to, you can go destroy the farmhouse, burn it down, and then grab the treasure as well as part of your payment.
Okay.
That's pretty extreme. The slave in the Lord's house, was that also a woman?
That one was a woman, yes, and a tiefling.
Okay.
Alright, if there's nothing else you'd like
Just
to do.
a slight pattern here.
I'm thinking a strange man like that is a funny idea of treasure. We best be on our wit. We best have our wits about us.
Would I have noticed any women that weren't slaves in this town so far?
Yeah, some of the guards weren't. They were just,
Alright.
archers or spearmen on the walls, perhaps. Also, often it's spears and archers and bows. There's very few swords and stuff around here. It seems that people like to stay on the walls and poke down rather than risking themselves. Just like, whereas a normal person would have to fend off a wolf, they have to fend off a large, scary animal or monster. So...
We have a monk, don't we?
We do.
Good luck.
I'm still brooding silently.
You'll be alright.
Who is the monk? Is that
Coriolis.
Are we back at the tavern at this point?
I suppose, yeah, at this point
Yeah,
you walk back into the tavern, they're still having their drinks.
Okay, guys. So, work, right?
Right, we've got two jobs. First one, burn down a farmhouse that's infested by some sort of horrible creatures, and raid a caravan nearby, which they left there.
The caravan was raided, but we get to ransack it and keep whatever's in there.
Supposedly treasure.
According
Well,
to
we can't-
The lord of this town is a lunatic.
he's fucking mental.
Can I make a suggestion for our third mission as well?
Yar.
We free the slaves.
We'll stick that on the back burner for a
Just
minute.
gonna
We're not
Did
going to
you
go around
say-
murdering the whole flicking village.
Did this Scraven say what kind of beast is infecting this?
He said he
farmhouse?
didn't know.
What are we dealing with at the caravan?
Beg pardon?
What are we dealing with at
Okay.
the caravan?
Yeah, sorry, just while you're talking about that, maybe an ear pricks up in the distance. But we'll just leave that for later.
I'll do a perception check to see if I notice.
You may certainly do that.
Now, how am I going to do that?
You can go to the character sheet and just click
So,
the perception
yep,
thing.
you can click perception, it'll give you the whole little thing. Hey, there we go. So again, now whenever you're not rolling with advantage or disadvantage, you just take the first number, so 16. You notice there's a man over by, like, there's a few people here just getting breakfast or otherwise, just being tired and shitty, because it's still towards the break of dawn. The fact that Scraven was wide awake is also quite fucking weird. Anyway, so yeah, this guy's just sort of kicked back on his chair, slowly, maybe he's nursing a hot cup of something, some sort of horrible drink, and he looks like he's sleeping, but in reality he is wide fucking awake and listening.
Of course, Stobby's perception roll was a lot higher.
Jesus. Stobby, you also see that he hasn't shaved in 2 days. Poor man.
I'm just going to basically push everyone aside and point my staff and go, "You there, boy. Don't you be listening to us, or there'll be trouble."
I think he just plays it off as if he's still asleep, and he just kind of goes...
I'm going to throw my hand axe at him.
Come on, fucking hell.
Don't do that. Oh, you already did it.
Jeez. Okay. Well, first off, you miss actually. As soon as the hand axe embeds itself in the wall behind him, he jumps up and he goes, "What the fuck?" Then he maybe throws the hot tea or whatever it is over himself. And as soon as that happens, you hear different tables scrape back, and the bartender as well steps out from behind the bar and he goes, "I think you'd better leave. Out."
We'll be back for our rooms in the evening.
You won't be getting any rooms at my establishment. Out!
I'm going to point my staff at him and go, then you'll be refunding our gold, matey.
He grins, he goes, "I have to repair some damages in the wall."
I'm going to fire an Eldritch Blast at him.
Oh, God.
Can I stop Torbert if I just like reach out, just grab his hand, like arm, anything? I'll try at least.
Oh, give me a.
I'd say make a roll for it.
I'd say make a dex check, but you're going to be working at a -5 because he literally just has to raise his hand to do this. It's really not hard. So
yeah,
dex check. So you got a 9 then.
Dex check.
And I'm going to need a dex check from Torbrick.
Just a straight dex roll.
Yeah. Oh, wow, you still beat him.
Worst.
So the last
you roll
moment,
a save
the
rather than a dex
tiefling,
check.
Fucking hell.
yeah, the tiefling dives on the dwarf hand, and the bartender sort of smiles for a moment and starts giggling slightly. He goes, "A tiefling? Save?"
I just want to ignore the barkeep, Torbert. Let's just take the job.
Jaw. Poor lad.
And then we'll see.
There we go. He's back. All right. So the like maybe a few others who were a moment before about to lay your faces in just start barking, laughing that a tiefling has tried to save Mr. Grendel's life. And he sort of waves. He goes, "You know what, tiefling? You're welcome here. You're not all that bad. You can have a room. The rest of you, get the fuck out." Oh.
I suppose we leave then.
I think we should leave.
I'm going to take my drink and the mug that it's served in.
I'm going to take everything on the I'm going to pick up the table and walk out with it.
The table is much too heavy to walk out with. These things are huge.
Fuck now.
Come on, you lads. Give me a hand with this.
Give him a strength
You
check.
can lift this table.
If you
Yeah,
all
do a
want to
strength check.
combine and carry a table out, you can. He will now, of course.
I sit on
be-
top of the table.
Yeah, we'll finish our drinks outside.
Actually, no, hang on. I think the thing is, right, this table's been built inside, right? So you can't actually get it through the front door. Maybe you get halfway
We'll
across and
find a way.
he just
We
watches
can't
you.
break the door.
Remy, I want to pretend I wasn't with these guys so I can stay
I was going to say,
inside.
let the record reflect that Coriolis is still standing in the corner looking at you idiots with a small smile on his face, not getting involved.
I think at this point, Coriolis is the smartest person here.
Can I do an what's it called? Something to deception check.
A deception? Oh,
Or, pretending.
well, not
For
really. You literally
pretending
ordered
I
room.
wasn't with these guys.
You ordered rooms.
Yeah,
for
you're
these
the one that
people.
bought the rooms.
So, not really, no.
Can I do a deception
What about-
check to pretend I'm not with them?
That would be true,
Alright,
but that
would
is for later.
I would like to persuade him to let me stay in the inn.
Okay, well, we'll save that for later when you come back for the night. For now, we head out for the day.
It's all right, lads. I've got a plan.
Is it
Let's go
burn
kill
down
the
the
god.
town?
Let's go to this town first. Yeah, we burn the tavern down. Let's go do this farm. Right, so
Obviously, I'm not going to take the barkeep on the offer of a room. I'm going to stay with the company.
All right.
So
I'm
job
good.
number one
Sorry.
was burn down the farmhouse. Job number two, kill a bunch of goblins. What do you all
If we're
think?
leaving, I'd like to climb atop one of the dwarves' shoulders and just ride there.
So are you pretty small then?
I'm a gnome. I'm small. I'm small size.
Of course, right. I thought
Which
you were.
dwarf?
For some reason, I thought you were a dwarf. For some reason, I think so many people are dwarves here. There's just too many. It's all good.
I'm only like
we're
50
very-
pounds or something.
We dwarves are a very vocal minority, but that badger that I had last session is already riding shotgun, I'm afraid.
I think I'm like the only giant, like big guy, right?
No, we've got.
What do you mean? Well, you're not even big.
Right.
you're just a
Well,
half orc.
Coriolis
You're
is
same
the-
size as a
Right,
human.
the orc.
Well, no. Well, I'm 6'9", and I weigh almost 300 pounds, so I'm still
Indeed.
pretty big.
You're big, but you're still just a medium dude. You're still a dire wolf is bigger than you. Most things are going to be larger.
Lads, what is the vote on which job we should do first?
I think burn down the farmhouse sounds easier.
All right then.
Yes.
I assume he told us where it was.
Indeed, he did. It's
In
off
fact-
to the. It's off to the east.
I'm going to climb on Torbrick's shoulders and pretend to be a parrot.
He won't notice.
I'm gonna try and stop him doing that.
You certainly can. It's not exactly difficult to get someone off your shoulders trying to
Get off him! God, what are you doing, you flippin' gnome?
I just walk out while they keep arguing.
Yeah,
I
I'm
would
doing the
prefer-
same, just walking out, shaking my head.
I would prefer if we knew what sort of beast was infecting this farmhouse, but given what happened at the tavern, I don't think it's likely we're going to find out.
That's
Beyond
what
going there.
forward scouting's for.
Let's ask the guards.
It is easier doing forward scouting if you know it's a bear or a dragon.
Let's ask the guards. Which way are we going? Are we going north or south?
We're going east. I'm making up a little really basic map right now. I'll actually produce a proper one for next time. I was unfortunately unable as my internet was off completely until a few hours before this began, so...
That's good.
Let's go.
Yeah, I know, I'm
let's
lucky I got it
ask,
working. You should
let's
all
go
now
ask
see
the
a little
gods
basic map.
what-
It's terrible, and I'm still working on it because I'm just making it out of fucking roll 20.
Well,
You'll
that
see
sounds
it.
spelled.
But now we know there are goblins. But let's go ask the guards what kind of monsters
I know
there
that's
are at
literally where
east.
you were told to go to get the goblins. You were told to go there and kill goblin.
Oh,
Basically,
never mind
there's a
then.
road along there. There's sort of a heading north along to some other villages. Maybe it's more of a supply route than anything. It's basically essential to keep the town
Why is
running.
it the other way around now?
And that's sort of where the goblins have made their stay.
Where's the farmhouse in the west now?
Hey,
Yeah.
no tokens on this. Get off. Oh, sorry, yeah, it was the east. Oops. There we are, east. I know my cardinal directions. Anyway, so that's the general idea of where it is. The goblins are to the, it's called northwest, however. Lovely.
I say farmhouse.
And I assume we don't know how many goblins there's going to be in this troop.
There
He
is
said-
A village worth of goblins.
How much is a village worth? I mean, I have favorite enemy goblins. Would I know that?
30
Okay,
goblins,
sure,
probably.
certainly.
Yes, 30.
Total.
Well, goblins who have a village have a significant population. Moreover, they have enough people that they can actually spare some goblins for building and generally living in a village. Whereas if there was only a small number, they'd mostly just live out of a cave and raid to get their food and all that sort of stuff. As it is, they've got some sort of small version of
I suppose
civilization.
the question is, would any of us know enough about goblins to have a rough estimate?
That's what I'm
Favorite
about to
enemy
get.
goblins.
So there'd probably
There
be
you go then.
there'd probably be around about at least 20 to 30 fighter goblins. Like they're like proper goblins that you can actually face off against. But the rest there'll be more that are basically just there to build huts, more that are their wives, their children, that sort of thing. You know, there's just more goblins because there's actually a town. And Zarmus, you also know that humans like to exist in such towns too. They generally exist in such large numbers and are led by crazy people. Perfect.
There's striking similarities in some
They're
cases.
like busy people.
Sorry?
I wonder if we should
Basically
side with the
people
goblins,
functional.
lads.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think the goblins might be more sane than. Frankly, that tavern keeper was an absolute dick.
You
Wow.
say
Was he
betting
though?
a
It's okay then.
axe into
Once
his
we've
wall.
done the job for the
Was a bit
job
of
for
an
the
honor.
Lord Skaven, I'll have a word with him and see if he can't have a word with the irate tavern keeper.
Well, we did chuck a hand axe at one of his customers, and then
I didn't hit anyone.
That's only because you're a shit shot, Captain.
Oh, that's a mutiny.
Is that so? I'm going to pick him up by his scruff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I'm
a
just
human.
walking away at this
Pick him
Oh,
point.
you're
up.
a human. Okay, so it's like a little weird thing.
I'm
We
going
have
to
to sort of
drag him down by his scruff.
yeah, you have to sort of bring him down. Yeah.
I'll have no dissension in the ranks and push him away again.
Captain, did you remember to get that hand axe back?
Yeah, I did. I said I did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
You did. Yeah. I was about to
Okay,
say,
good.
God. Anyway, so where are you heading off to? Are you heading off to the goblins or the farmhouse first to burn the farmhouse down?
Farmhouse seems to be general consensus. We'll go there.
Well,
Right,
gentlemen, guys, if we take out, I agree we take out the farmhouse, but for different reasons. If we do it, it might create some smoke, which will draw the goblins away. So we fight them in a smaller group.
True, but that would have to hope. You have to hope the goblins were out raiding at that point, because the goblins are a fair while away. They're more to the northwest on the supply road. Also, whoever's alien, need to talk because you're just echoing me.
Speakers out. You're echoing.
Yeah. So I'm fine. I'm fine if you have speakers on or whatever. If you can't do headphones, but just always have push to talk, because otherwise you end up hearing me. It's lovely, and I can't do nothing.
Okay, hang on.
I would assume though, if something starts burning in the middle of the woods, you'll see a big ass smoke cloud in the sky.
Indeed, but it's depending on whether they'd actually go invest. Like, it's distance sort of thing. They're not going to make a 3-day trek just to go see a
The goblins are likely to know there's something horrible there, so they're likely to avoid the area.
So, whoever's once again make your dex. It's called your survival check with advantage, and we can get on rolling. So the 2 scouts were who? It was Griff.
Yeah.
And,
Thomas and Griff.
I'll run mine. Yeah, I'll run Thomas.
Yep, perfect. All right, so you're leading.
Survival, go.
There we go. 14. So you lead them through the brush of the forest. It's dangerous going, and you sort of just barely avoid a few.
Rimmy.
Oh, yep.
Wouldn't they both roll if they're both scouting?
No, because
Or is it just one best
the way we're doing this, right? So one of them has to roll survival, right? And the other is helping the other do their survival check, which means they get advantage.
Right, okay.
Yep. And that's the same with anything. You can aid someone attack. You can, by basically distracting a monster, and that will give them advantage on their attack. You can aid someone with a skill check, so you can help someone break down a door, craft an item, that sort of thing, and that just gives them advantage. It doesn't actually mean you roll as well. Cool?
Yep.
Alright. So yeah,
I'll take the front. I'll rear scout ahead.
Perfect. And Zarmus, as you're an experienced, you're a ranger, yes, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're an experienced ranger, but still the weirdest thing that throws you off at this terrain that almost leads you astray is how often it changes from burnt, ashy ground that just has no reason to be burnt. Like the trees are perfectly fine, but the ground is as if it was just soot and horrible, and everyone comes out, their lower legs caked in charcoal. And then suddenly it switches up to a nice fertile area where there's rabbits hopping around.
What about the dwarves?
Oh, the dwarves are just covered completely in charcoal. And they love it.
Can I breathe?
He's a gnome.
Can I run a perception test on one of these charred areas to see if I can figure out why it's covered in soot?
That would be more of a nature check, I believe.
Oh, well, I can do nature too. I mean, it's not.
Much more of a nature check, because you're trying to figure out why nature go fuck up.
That's not great.
11. No, you need some sort of scholar here to figure this shit out. It's quite strange. Anyway, and then it sort of continues on, and then
Can
suddenly
I have
becomes.
a look?
Sure, you can. And then it becomes a bit more rocky and such. And again, no. Apparently, we lack.
Everybody
scholars.
have a look.
Everyone rolls. Someone ought to get a nat 20. No, that's a stupid idea, and that's not how we'll do this. People who are skilled may roll, otherwise generally forget it, because otherwise we're going to roll 12 times.
Torga, you're a druid, so you roll.
Oh yeah, Torga can roll, because of course he is a druid. He's a lovely... she is a druid, rather. Torga?
Alien?
No. Lost him.
Sorry, I forgot I had push to talk on. What am I rolling?
Nature check. So you should just be able to press nature.
Actually, that's related to something I wanted to bring up. Because of the hermit background, do you get proficiency in medicine and religion? I wanted to ask if I could change that religion to nature on account of being a druid. Is that okay, or?
I think you had the choice of doing nature anyway as a druid, so probably not.
Okay.
Like, you had the choice of of doing nature anyway. So 8. No, once again. Rightio. So
everyone's puzzled.
No one has any idea as to why the land is so fucked up.
I'm not very good at this druidry.
We'll have to ask someone in town if they know why this is.
Certainly.
I assume it's not a new thing.
No.
I'm assuming we're going to figure out when we get to the next town.
Anyway,
This
so
I prefer finding out beforehand, but that works as well.
A little while of walking, and then finally, you reach a clearing where it sort of clears out, and suddenly there's now a farm in the distance. There's a few fields, and there's a few crops in them. I think it's more towards the summer you've decided to head in. You wouldn't make a journey like this in winter. So it's still summer crops, maybe some corn perhaps is growing, and the farmhouse is over there, smoke coming from the chimney, and Zarmus you're up front waiting for the rest to arrive. Do you just want to wait for everyone else? Or do you want to go ahead?
Well, I would like to do perception, see if I can see any like monster tracks, beast tracks, anything that would give any indication of what the fuck's going on. That we're supposed to burn this place down.
Certainly. Please give me that roll.
Oh fuck!
Lord, that's a crit.
Oh, traveler.
I used all my good rolls in the stats.
That's all right. A few minutes later, you're watching just the sort of corn swaying in the breeze. Maybe occasionally you hear what you think might be a bark, or perhaps it's just the cry of a bird. You're not too sure from a distance like this. And then finally, the dwarves and the remaining mercenaries and everyone else stamp out of the undergrowth, all covered in charcoal. At least Zarmus, you sort of managed to avoid most of it. You're a little less black than the rest.
Yeah.
I'm probably the same because I was just jumping for trees if I need to.
Very true. Right.
Good thing you brought me big coat and boots.
So, what do you guys want to do? You're looking over this farmhouse, smoke rolling from the chimney.
Just before we move anywhere.
Seen anything, Zarmus?
Nothing. I can't see why we're supposed to burn this place down. And I haven't seen anything either.
Can I make an investigation roll?
That would more have to be done at the location. Investigation is something you like when you're walking around and
Who is our
investigating. Was it Alex who's going to play the
Rob, isn't it?
Or is it Rob?
It's Rob, isn't it?
It's Rob. Yes. No, he plays the. Let me pull his character up real quick. Rob.
Yeah, he's an elf rogue.
Yep, elf rogue. There we go.
Well, balls.
Well, enjoy some traps.
Captain, with your permission, I would like to go down to the farmhouse and have a look inside.
Before he does, I
think it would be someone a bit more quiet, if you know what I mean. You clanking around in your armor and shield there.
Guys, we're supposed to burn this thing down. Do we want to light the torches now, or do we want to?
Let's try and figure out what's been ravaging this place, and maybe see if we can't work out where the caravan's to before we set everything on fire. Aye.
How long are we planning to stay in this town?
As short as possible.
By my reckoning, they won't check this. We can just say we burnt it down, get our pay, and run away.
Well, the thing about fire is that it tends to leave a smoke trail.
We can set fire to whatever we like.
As was pointed out earlier, there would be quite a large smoke plume.
Just set fire to a tree. I bet other people have been doing this for years. That's where all the ground's burnt.
That's a great idea. Oh man, that's actually a lovely explanation.
I don't think we should be burning the forest down.
Let's look around
Fucking hell.
before we reach any rash decisions.
I feel on moral grounds I should object to the burning of perfectly innocent grasslands.
I second this objection. But can I make a perception check to see if I notice anything?
Certainly.
I was just going to say.
Looking out across this little farmhouse. Also, I'm trying to figure out how to actually do that roll without having to actually roll a skill directly. It's quite annoying.
I think you can. There's a way to hide it, but I can't.
No. I just want to know how, like, if I could, for example, I just want to roll it like this. Look, doop. I want to roll. Oh my god, and that 20, nice. I want to just roll that, except roll it in that same little way that it makes you a little nice box thing. But I'm not quite sure, and I'll bug around with that later. Anyway, so, no, you don't see anything, Griff.
Oops.
So Ryoji's rolled a stealth check there. Are you trying to sneak up onto it? Okay.
Oh, you actually sneak up?
I would like Bjornar.
Best to declare what you're doing before you roll.
Yes.
Bjornar just walks ahead because he's tired of waiting, so he just walks towards the farmstead.
You just break the tree cover and start striding through the. You start striding through the fields. Maybe the rest of you lose sight of him, and you sort of track him by seeing little corn pieces collapse and then pop back up.
Suppose I go with him.
All right. So you trailblaze through the yard, and a few minutes later, it's a fairly big farm. It's probably actually takes you more like 10 minutes to cross it. At least from this distance, the farmhouse is actually settled on a forest, but you're all the way over on the other side of the fields. And you sort of, as you break through the other side of the corn, you see actually little goat. Sort of, it was hidden by the crops, tied up just in the little road out the front of the farmhouse. Sort of looks in, and he goes, "Bleep."
Anyone know how to slaughter a goat?
Religion check?
I don't think the gods will be overly pleased with slaughtering goats. I know.
Yes, I probably do.
Well, it's food, isn't it? We need to eat.
Ah, shit. I should have prepared to speak with animals. The goat might have been able to tell us stuff.
What do we have you for if you can't speak to animals? Like, what the
Dude,
hell?
there's like so many spells, it's just don't even start, right? What do you have to prepare? Nothing. That's what.
I need to
sword.
prepare my big fucking hammer.
Nice.
A goat isn't a small beast, is it?
I believe it might actually
I'd
be.
say it is.
I think
'Cause
no. I think.
I've got speak with small beasts.
Oh no! It's not like that sort of thing. Also, when it says small
Yeah, you can
beasts,
talk to woodland creatures.
yeah, that's like squirrels and badgers and stuff. Tiny
So little
things.
critters.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
You
not a
take the goat and put it in the forest.
Does it become a woodland creature? Perfect.
Ignore the goat. Let's keep moving.
It bleats again,
goat.
and maybe at that point where it goes, from inside the house you hear a noise. It goes, "Who's there?"
It's an alarm goat.
Who's there?
Got a little-
What's the name of our
got a line.
mercenary guild again?
I believe you're called
Potato
potatoes.
adventures.
Something potatoes, yeah.
It's the potatoes.
With the potato team. Who are you?
It's
She
the
kind of
mashed
stops for a
potatoes.
moment. She goes, "Is that a joke?"
It might as well be. Who the hell are you?
Oh, that's good.
And she's like the window, sort of. You hear a lock, and then you hear like it's sort of thing where normally there should be a little latch on the shutter, but you hear like a lock, a click, some chains, and then the shutter flies open, and it's just a woman sort of dressed in normal, peasant garb in the window. She goes, "What? Who are you? What are you doing to Jerry?"
You lot stay here. I'll handle it. I walk up
Captain,
to the
remember
window.
diplomacy,
Now,
Captain,
listen,
please.
yeah. Explain to me why Lord Skaven of the crazy man, mayor of the town back there, would want us to burn your house down.
Her eyes sort of widen. She goes, "I wouldn't know, Skaven. I thought we'd paid our taxes."
Oh.
Can I do an insight check?
You may indeed.
I didn't like this guy when we met him. Now I like him even less.
I'd like to do insight too. I have 3.
Certainly, so.
Currently, I'm the only one up there, but
Same. Skaven are a
Nothing.
myth.
nothing.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, my bad. Ignore
Alright.
that second one.
Cool.
Ignore
Well,
the second.
the first one is fine.
Well, it's 'cause I clicked
Torbrick,
anything,
you
so.
think that she has just forgotten to make breakfast. She's a very hungry lady. Jackal, she hasn't paid her taxes.
Okay.
How insightful.
But
I'm going
more
to turn back to everyone
importantly-
and go.
Hang on. More
I just give them a shrug.
More importantly, Jackal, she's hiding something else.
All right. I'm gonna point out the fact that she looks like she's hiding something.
She looks at you and goes, what would you know?
I'm going to turn
She
back
kinda
to her,
she
grab
looks
by
down
the
to
shoulder,
Scolder
and
and
attempt to
goes,
intimidate her.
She looks down at you
I
and
would
goes, your
like to-
slave is being uppity.
I would
I'm
like
gonna-
to.
I'm going to grab her by the shoulder
Could we-
and say,
No,
"You don't
you
talk to him that way." All
I
right.
would like to do an intimidation check. And
That's also what I'd like to do. I'd like to
get
intimidate
her
him.
to
Sorry,
calm.
intimidate this
Stupid
poor
amount of
woman.
intimidation. One person may attempt it, and they may get
before
advantage.
they-
I have +5 to intimidate.
It's the classic bad cop routine.
I have a +5.
We have a lot of bad
That'll do.
Oh my god, okay. So she pulls back as you sort of grab her from the window. She's like scrambling to get back inside. She's like, whoa, I thought just calm down.
Now
She
let's
goes,
all play nice, all right?
She
Captain,
nods.
Captain, please keep your cool, Captain.
Good. I like Bajor being the first mate of trying to keep the captain under control. It's quite good. Anyway, she kind of like leans back from the window. She's like, "Please, I'm sorry. I thought he was a slave." And she kind of looks to you and goes, "I'm sorry. What was your name?"
Tarbricht Grimgar.
She kind of like, no, the orc.
My name is Steinhold.
She kind of nods. She goes, "Well, it's Steinhold. A strange name indeed. Must be from the east." And she kind of nods and she's like, "Right. We got off on the wrong foot, clearly. Let me just come out front. Do you guys want something to eat? Some breakfast, perhaps?" She's literally bargaining for her life here. She just doesn't want to die.
Oh, that'd be lovely, thank you. Demeanor changes entirely. Oh, that'd be lovely, thank you. I haven't eaten in days.
And she kind of like slides back from the window, and
yes,
you hear
you
like
have.
some clattering, and then she walks out, and
Is this gonna be our new tavern?
and there's basically she brings out a platter of basically cups and all that sort of stuff. She brings out some milk and maybe some like hardened bread, some stuff she'd had save up. She starts breaking off little pieces and pouring milk into the cups and starts handing them around. She goes, "Now, I'm sorry, I burned my farm down? Why would you do that?"
Well, you see, Lord Scraven has offered to pay us a significant sum of money to burn down this here establishment on account of some wild beast, as he put it, nearby, which has also ravaged a caravan nearby as well. Tell me, what would you happen to know about this?
Captain, this wild beast wouldn't be a goat, would it?
I just sort of eye up the goat.
She looks over at Jerry. Jerry looks over at her.
I'm going to eye up the goat, and I'm going to look back to Magnus and go, I mean, with Lord Scraven, you never know.
We can only presume the goat didn't kill a bunch of caravan guards.
So tell us, what would this lord have against you?
She laughs sort of quietly to herself. She goes, Have you met him?
Oh, he's a bit batshit insane.
She kind of nods, goes, yeah, and she pours you some more milk. He, well, let's just say there was 6 months where he didn't demand a single dollar and seemed that I was overpaying him. He actually brought me some money. He gave me money thinking I had overpaid him taxes. And then the next month he killed my son.
What was the son's name?
Gregor. It's just me on the farm now.
I see, that's unfortunate.
But I pay
and there's
my
no
taxes
other
now.
reason. That's the only thing?
She nods.
The
She goes,
unpaid taxes, so to
she
speak?
goes, I pay my taxes, and of course he... She kind of groans. She goes, he must have broken completely. Now he wants to burn my farm down.
Interesting. But what about this caravan nearby? Surely you might have seen this caravan. Apparently the men that came back had severe damage to their faces. This sounds like something you might have noticed.
She shrugs and goes, perhaps it was goblins. They, to the north and west of here. Dangerous. They make the roads quite unsafe.
Can I roll insight to see if she's actually telling the truth or she knows more?
Please give me that insight check.
While this is happening, I'm going to try and stealth off and look around the farm a bit.
Alright, certainly. Give me a stealth roll then.
Or not.
Okay, and I'm also going to need a perception roll from you, Griff.
You fuck.
Okay.
I blindly walked into the crops.
He doesn't see the goat and trips over it.
He stomps off, but is unaware of the sound of his own footstep.
Yeah, Magnus. Also as a general idea to stop over-rolling in conversation, because otherwise an NPC could literally never keep a secret. I'm going to say we cut down insight rolls to maybe the two best people. Like, if either the two best people, if you take a different approach. Otherwise, just whoever wants to roll best. You can get advantage perhaps if you're being assisted.
And Super did it, so I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But Super, from this sort of spiel she's given you, she's definitely not telling the whole truth. She's telling the partial truth, but she's not telling the whole truth. She's one thing you know from her straight up is she's a good liar. She's not giving off obvious signs of lying. She's making up stories and sticking with them as she goes.
Forgive me, dear, but you seem to be a little bit concerned about something.
And she kind of grins and laughs to herself. She goes, well, I was almost pulled out the window by an angry Dwarven pirate. There's now several men on my farm saying they're here to burn it down. It's not a good morning.
Yes, but you were concerned before we showed up, weren't you?
She kind of goes, well, around here. She gestures to a window, and she kind of points to the window where there's a little latch. And basically it's called this like lock, pretty much, is like a chain that's wrapped around the latch, and then there's a big, large sort of padlock of some sort on the window. She goes, those are reinforced with iron. And they're latched as well. The whole door has 3 locks. Jerry comes inside at night. It's not a safe place.
Is Jerry the goat?
She nods.
Yeah. I'd imagine with a lord like Scraven, you would be careful.
She goes,
well, I guess it's also here.
That's not the reason why I keep the doors locked.
What
So
is
tell
the
me,
reason?
if
It's the
this
goblin.
Scraven killed your son, what are you still doing there?
And she kind of grins. She goes, well, money. That's why we're all here. Do you know how much corn goes for around here? When everyone's starving? She kind of laughs to herself. She goes, "I was poor back home. I'm rich here."
Rich, oi, but Scraven's sending men to burn your farm down and kill you.
And she kind of grins. She goes, "Yes, that is the problem. Look,
forgive me, my dear, but you have all these fields of corn that are all alone. How do you do it yourself?"
She nods. She goes, "Well, it takes time, of course. These are a slow-growing crop, but I don't exactly have to be efficient. I used to have farm hands. They disappeared. Now it's just me."
I'm going to attempt to make a persuasion and say, look, things will be a lot easier if you come clean with us, I think. There's something you're not quite telling us, I do believe.
All right, certainly. Ooh, okay.
We've no want to murder you
Okay.
and burn down your sovereign property, but
I think as soon as she does
it's
that,
difficult to...
she as soon as you sort of like do that, she like thinks for a moment. She goes, all right. Your friend can leave safely then, as long as the rest of you go." And as she says that, someone from behind the farmhouse walks out with Griff at a dagger's point, his hand wrapped around his neck, pointed in at his jugular. It's a man with a bow over his back. He's got some sort of green covering on him. He looks like a ranger of sorts. And following
And this
him,
would be Gregor, I assume.
and he grins as you say that. And he goes, "Not Gregor. Gregor's dead."
That's a shame.
As he sort of does that, he steps out from around the corner of the farmhouse with Griff. Two more follow him. One carries a short sword, and the other carries a longbow. They sort of look at you and they go, "You'll be leaving the lady alone now, yeah? Just get out of here."
I'm going to just quickly look around and say, well, even if you kill him, you're still quite badly outnumbered. I recommend you...
His PTSD is kicked in.
What he would like to say is that even if you do kill him, you are still quite outnumbered.
I recommend you reconsider. Should I roll Intimidate or Persuasion, do you think?
Well, you can roll an Intimidate, but he's going to grin there and he goes, "Not quite outnumbered, are we? But, you know, it's never intelligent."
I don't know, there's a good 10 of us and there's 3 of them.
Top risk. If they manage to surprise one of the rangers, they might have a lot more people in the brush than just 3 people.
Anyway, he's sort of like...
It's an Intimidate check. It's Intimidation, lads.
Intimidate? Ooh.
They don't know that there isn't more of us.
Well, they do. That's the thing.
They can only presume that since our ranger who was trying to sneak around.
You shake him, but you don't completely break him. He is very secure in his position. He grins as he walks over.
Look,
he walks over.
We've no desire to kill anyone or burn anything down. We just seek to get to the bottom of this. All right, let's all take a step back for a moment. All right.
Well, it sounds like you're Scraven's bitch, so unless you're going to be leaving...
I'd advise you to take that back.
I tighten my grip on my quarterstaff.
Sorry, I cast Thaumaturgy and I'll basically use the increased voice. And I just shout, "Don't insult my captain!"
He kind of pulls back at that. He's like, whoa, that's a fancy trick. Very few of us can do that around here.
No trick.
And he like steps back. He's like, before he was about to walk towards the table with Griff, but now he's sort of sliding Griff backwards. Griff, your weapon is in the hand of another one. Maybe the one with the short sword holds your weapon.
Yeah,
I'm going to just point my staff at the woman.
All
at
right.
the moment.
All right, and
just to create a Mexican standoff.
He kind of the man holding Griff sort of looks down and goes, "Look, you can leave here peacefully. We'll give you your friend back as long as you leave and never return, and you leave her alone."
Not until we find out just what sort of operation you're running around here, that you'd need so many armed guards for, and be so determined to keep under wraps.
And he kind of shakes his head and goes, "You just tell Skaven rather." You are Skolder.
I am indeed.
And she sort of looks down at you at this point, the lady, and she goes, "But please, just put it down. You don't have to do this."
I'm going to walk to the front.
All
I
right.
see an easy way to resolve this. Even if you kill our inverted commas friend over there, we weren't overly attached to him anyway. We'll still burn the farmhouse down. The inverted commas lord of wherever bumblefuck nowhere was offering us 400 gold pieces to burn this place down. If you give us 500, we'll leave and no one has to get hurt.
He also promised us looting rights on that wagon you raided, however long ago it was.
At this point, the guy
I
pauses.
helpfully pitch him.
The guy pauses and he goes, "You're bluffing. Skaven doesn't have that much."
Maybe he doesn't have that much, but it's certainly what he promised us.
Give me a quick deception check, because you're
because
actually
he did
100%
say
lying.
200.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Give me that deception check. Oh, no, nowhere near it. Okay, he nods and he goes, "Don't lie to me. Look, I don't think we outnumber you. That's for sure. But we have the drop on you. We have the rain.
But not anymore. You don't."
And he kind of smiles. He goes, "Well, we don't. We came here to talk. If that doesn't prove our intentions, then I'm not sure what will. But
well, we haven't done anything out of the sorts at the moment. If that doesn't prove our intentions, I don't know what does."
The lady sort of laughs and goes, "You threatened to burn my house down. Just saying."
We didn't threaten anything. We were told. I told you we were offered to burn your house down. We were offered payment to burn your house down. If we intended to do it, we wouldn't be up here chatting with you now, would we?
And she kind of smiles and goes, "Well, we wouldn't be chatting with you either. Look, just take your leave. You can take your friend. Otherwise, we kill your friend and we kill the rest of you." And she just she sort of steals her voice at that, even because she's standing in the middle of you. She's well aware if shit goes down, she's going to die.
So tell me then, what's to stop us simply coming back and burning your house down after we've left? Now that we know that there's a lot more of you here, we certainly won't be just waltzing into the middle of your field.
And she kind of
So give us a good reason why we shouldn't come back.
Do you hate Skaven?
I can't say I'm fond of the man.
We don't really know him. He seemed batshit crazy when we spoke to him, but that was once for about 5-10 minutes.
She nods.
He doesn't strike me as the most able person.
She nods and she goes, "Well, we're against Lord Skaven."
I think we should let's go deal with the goblins. Then we go back to Lord whatever his face is, and then we can see what's up. See why he didn't tell us about this little gang of thieves.
Just before we go anywhere, what was on that wagon, that caravan that you raided, and why did you raid it? Is it just to piss off Lord Skaven, or was there something more to it? I don't care.
It's like Voldemort. You can't say his name. Anyway, one of the archers looks up and he goes, "With supplies for us. At least they're ours now."
Treasure indeed.
Let's just kill the goblins.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Can I point out something here? You know there's walls around the city, yes? Where Skaven, whatever the douchebag's name is. And from what we can tell, they only have bows, so I'm guessing any assault you have against them, or any attempt you make against them, is futile at the moment. Am I not correct in assuming that?
Maybe the lead archer there sort of gets rather annoyed at that. Oi, fuck off, no cards. Gets rather annoyed at you claiming that his band is shit, and he's like, we have plenty of ways of hurting Skaven. Cutting off his supplies,
you can't actually
not providing him food.
Finish him, can you?
Look,
indeed.
He just shuts up at that. He's like, he doesn't have anything to reply with.
Maybe we can come to an agreement.
Plus, you claim to be raiding supplies, but we just sort of walked into the city unwaylaid. If we'd been carrying a load of supplies, you frankly wouldn't have stopped them from getting there.
He kind of cocks his head and goes, "But where were you coming from?" You were coming from the
I doubt
east, by the
that's
way.
really important, is it?
All right, and he kind of goes, "Well," he shrugs and he goes,
"No, do we?"
He shrugs and he goes, "Well, if you weren't from the west, the northwest, around there, then of course we weren't going to raid you. We don't raid to the east."
They're in the east.
No, I know, but they're saying we don't raid to the east. There's no caravans come that way. They kind of cook that very rarely, at least, caravans come that way. All the supply caravans, they're internal. They're between towns and villages around here.
What are your opinions on slavers?
Yeah, maybe one of them raises his hand, and you sort of see around his wrist where there's like horrible, horrible scarring. He goes, took me at least... He kind of thinks back, probably 30, 40 hammer blows to get that shackle off.
We might be able to help each other.
As you can see, our band consists of a varied and multicultural sort. We're not exactly fond of slavers ourselves.
I'm not fond of
I
elves
don't
either,
think
it
we
seems.
necessarily need to be at loggerheads.
Alright, they nod and they go, aye, but you could just be looking for us to drop our guard. Perhaps...
I turn to the captain.
If we were looking to kill you, you'd be dead already.
Captain, may I? Can I suggest we just lower our weapons as a sign of good faith? I do not believe they will attack us.
I just will cast him an eye. And lower the staff.
Alright. And that the lady sort of breathes again, like quickly, like, oh Jesus, oh, and sort of steps away and like walks sort of back towards her house a little bit. No, maybe she walks towards Jerry and pats his head.
I think there's been a bit of a misunderstanding. You see, I do believe it's just been bad luck that the Lord himself got to us before yourselves did. Because from what I can tell, and from what the Lord is telling me, that we should definitely be on the same side, and we should finish that scummy bastard off. And I believe I know a way of doing it.
And that bartender owes us 2 gold pieces.
That as well.
Auntie was very rude.
That orange juice is
And
my
that
piss.
scumbag in the corner of the bar still needs a hand axe to the chops.
Alright, at this the lead archer sort of nods and he goes, well, I can sort of see where you're coming from there, but do you understand how hard it is to breach those walls? Do you understand his guards? They're not...
We already have access to his walls.
He spits and he goes, they're not
Who said
men,
anything about
they're
breaching?
monsters.
Yes, but if we have access, we can open it from the inside, and your men have access from the outside from then onwards.
He kind of thinks for a moment and he goes...
How many are you?
He pauses. Let me see. No, he goes, not telling you that yet. Look, we don't number as many as the town, at least, but we're strong, there's a lot of us, and every day, every slave, every free person that escapes, they join us.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's lying?
What do you,
I do
to
the
see whether
insight
he's lying about his
just in
intentions?
general. Yeah, about his
Sure.
intentions.
Sure.
I'm going to assist him in it.
Alright, yeah, so you get advantage. Oh!
Oh, you suck, dude.
Man, he's Robin Hood. He is unfallible. He is beautiful.
I cannot fathom why this drunk pirate is the party leader.
I don't have one. Alright?
That is
I'm good at
unfathomable.
deception, intimidation, persuasion, and athletics.
I know lots about religion.
The persuasion and intimidation's been going alright.
I know about medicine. Somehow I ended up as the cook. By the way, am I getting a double salary? Because the cook is generally a non-combatant.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in this case, everyone's a combat role. When you're in the horrible, horrible, deadly wilderness.
What do you say to a free truce?
He kind of thinks, he goes, well, a truce would be nice.
I'm
Tell you
gonna put my staff and axe away.
Alright. Yeah, he kind of motions to his men, and the men knock their arrows, put their arrows in their quivers, sling them over the backs. You know, the guy slides his short sword, and then he sort of holds on to Griff, and then hands him his weapon back, but doesn't really remove the knife yet. He's like still got the knife to his throat, and he's like, "Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna release Griff, and then he kind of like looks back to his men, you know, back up.
Nobody's mentioned his name was Griff.
Ah, good point. Fuck. Not Griff.
Do you want to know how to
Rather,
pronounce
your
it?
friend. We'll release your friend. And then simply I'll walk over on my own and we'll have a chat about this, yes?
Agreed.
Sounds good.
All right.
I have my bow back as well. It's just
Before we do that, can I go for a piss quickly?
Certainly. Actually, we've probably hit our good hour mark. We'll take our 5-minute break here.